Hey everybody, it's me. I'm sitting in a parking lot looking about 10 years younger because the sun, it's an overcast day. What did Prince say? Overcast days really turn me on. This turns me on. Ah, on to a happier person. But anyways, I want to talk about why some adult children estrange and some don't. This might be a good theory, might be a good thought, a good idea. And I'll give you an example of someone I dated years ago. Um, from very young on, his mother was a drug abuser. She was continually threatening to commit suicide. And so he became the adult and she became the child. And he was consistently worried about her, wondering if he was going to get a call from the hospital saying that she had OD'd and she was no longer living, etc. He'd have to come identify the body. So he was the parent and she was the child. And when you have a parent that's not healthy, and the child has to maintain the parent's health or become guardian or oversee their parent's health, that child has a fear-based relationship with their parent. They can't leave because what if something happens to mom? But when you have a mom or dad who overall is not a user, is overall healthy, we're not perfect as people, but you can get through life without drugs, alcohol, you using your body, and you overall can get, and you get back up and you move on despite challenges, um, suffering, etc. You lose a parent, you have to get back up and you have to move on. When your son or daughter knows that you're overall okay, that you can survive without, despite the loss of people in your life, that you can survive, that you're not dependent on them, you're not reliant on them, they can break free, having a sort of peace of mind knowing that you'll be okay. And I know estrangement is not a happy thing. And I know it's not fair. I hate it when a grandma has gotten to know her grandkids and her son or daughter pulls those grandkids away. That's heartbreaking to me. And I know it doesn't seem right. And I don't think it is. But I know that despite the fact my daughters aren't around and they've been gone for over a decade, I know deep down inside, they know that no matter what, despite a broken heart, despite the fact I cried, despite the fact I had different ideas about my life, that I would be a grandma, that I would be in the delivery room, that I would walk my daughter down the aisle, despite the fact I've been denied all of that, I think my daughters know deep down inside I would be okay, that I would survive this loss. So I know it doesn't quote unquote make sense. And I know it's not the life plan most of us had. That's not what we pictured for our futures. But it is what it is. I'm not saying that I'm not giving them an excuse for what they did. All I know is they did it. That's their choice. They're adults. They have the right to disconnect. What did I do with it? I had to get up and move on. Am I okay? For the most part, yes. I mean, I still have repercussions from traumas throughout my life, but I learned healthier ways to manage those challenges, the anxiety, the depression, the sadness, etc. I learned how to manage it in healthier ways, and it still hits, still waves, come through. Sometimes it's tsunami-like waves, but I think overall I know my daughters know that I'm okay. There's a fracture that's been filled with resin, and it will always be present. Regarding a future relationship, I have no idea. When it's 10 plus years has gone by, and then if someone reaches out to say, hey, mom, let's talk, there's a big, huge gap. What am I going to do? I don't know. Guess I'll cross that bridge if it ever is presented to me. But, anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about, and we'll be back.